My glasses fell off. Hey, this is really great this morning. I'll tell you why it's great. We are under extreme weather conditions, folks. We have this stupid typhoon, Betty, who was off the coast of the Philippines, didn't even hit land. But, of course, we're going to have, rain, wind, Thor, thunder, right? But because it's that time of year, it messed with monsoonal rains, and the joint is so wet it's not funny. So, by the grace of technology today, we have our normal superstar engineer, Jamar. He's at home, coward, afraid of the rain. I'm outing you, Jamar. And he's at home, so he's doing all this wonderful technology from home. And then I got Clarissa here sitting beside me, and she's helping me out to make sure that we can put up all these new slides. And I'm excited today. What have we got? We got a big plan today. Yes. It's going to be good. We're going to, first of all, do our normal AI update, pros, cons, vent, right? You name it. We're going to talk about a lot of things. Then we're going to ruffle a few feathers around the subject of stop being the Salvation Army and giving things away, kids, right? Or doing things too cheap. We're going to increase your value. We're going to tell you how to do that, right? We're going to talk a little bit about branding. And I think if we've got time, we'll talk about Duda's new release of their AI thingy, which is pretty cool. And what else? Hopefully we'll get some questions along the way, Clarissa. And away we go. So, a couple of things. Actually, people have asked me, I don't know if you can see it, why I use a plastic garden chair. Do you know that? People have actually asked me that. Let me tell you something. Hodgie, this bloke, is a little superstitious. I know I'm a very religious person and all that, but I'm very funny. I like to stick to things that work. Anyway, in the 10 years of TheCamel, I've had some funny things. Number one, I'm very funny about desks, okay? If a desk I'm using, which is always built by my father-in-law, Brando, superstar, right? If that desk signs lots and lots of deals, I never want to get rid of it. And I've only had 3 desks in the 10-year history of TheCamel, right? And they've all been made by Brando. The next thing is chairs, okay? If I have a chair and I get lots of deals with that chair, I don't want to change it. This plastic chair has been with me from the get-go, because when we were struggling and poor and building TheCamel, everyone sat in plastic chairs. It was just one of those things. And as we went further on, we got $1 million ergonomically designed chairs. But this plastic chair has been with me, and I'm very superstitious. I'm like a footballer that likes to wear the same pair of boots. Alan Jones, a very famous Formula One world champion, wore the same red underwear. And he got to the stage that when that underwear would wear out, he'd cut a bit of it and he'd stitch it onto a brand new pair of underwear. So that explains the plastic chair. I'm sure none of you were sleeping at night thinking about that, Clarissa. So let's go. First of all, let's do the AI update. Oh, I'll tell you, what a week. What a week of AI. It's been unbelievable, right? And I'll tell you why it's been unbelievable. Because over the last week, Microsoft and Google, they've unveiled their new AI-powered features for their productivity tools, such as, what does Google use? Well, Google, right? And, My Business and all this sort of stuff. Well, they've put out all this new Bard stuff, right? But also, Microsoft Office 365, they've done some incredible stuff, right, which I'll just share with you quickly. And, of course, 800 million people across the stratosphere sniffing a deal and the potential of money. They're all releasing AI stuff. It's gone insane. It's crazy, right? And I'm going to comment on that in a minute. But the one that really interested me, right, was the Office 365, Microsoft thing, right? And it's this thing called Copilot. And I think that, that's pretty sexy. But think about this for a minute. Well, what's a Copilot? A Copilot is someone that sits next to you, helps you, does all things for you, makes sure you fly the plane. Sometimes you hand the reins over to them and they fly the plane. You turn off the autopilot, you go and have a cup of coffee. And the co-pilot, all right, will sit there and they'll do all the stuff for you. Pretty important thing being a co-pilot, Carissa. So if you're working out a co-pilot in the business, that could be your, virtual assistant, or it could be your PA, right? It could be, if you're the CEO, it could be your COO. They're your co-pilots, right? In this case, hello, Office 365 is going to put AI, robot, is going to put Wall-E in charge as your co-pilot. Now, what can this co-pilot thing do? Pretty bloody amazing, folks, all right? They believe, right, that it will do pretty amazing things. It will help edit, summarize, create, and compare documents across all of Microsoft's platforms. So that's Word, Excel, chat, Hangouts, you name it, right? All that stuff. No, that's Google. Chats, Hangouts. Sorry, Google. Sorry, Microsoft, right? An agent that essentially rides along with the user as they work and tries to understand and make sense of their Microsoft 365 data. So basically what it's saying is, hey, folks, you won't need a VA. So all those people out there earning $10 an hour as virtual assistants, the game is soon over, folks, if AI has its way, because people will just start using that and it'll be flogged mercifully by Microsoft and everyone will be doing it, right? So it can pick up these things. And the stupid part about it is that this week, AI is now capable of writing all legal documents. So instead of some beautiful lawyer costing you money to sue somebody, now AI can help you do it all for you. It's so fabulous. Now, in the case of Microsoft 365 and this co-pilot, right? The agent will know, for example, what's in a user's email. AI will have access to all your email, your calendar, all the documents you've been working on, the presentations you've been making, the people you're meeting, the chats you're having. So then what can happen is you can authorize Copilot to answer things for you, right? Because you've got to remember this thing keeps learning, right? It understands how you write. If it's looking at the way Hodgie writes, decides it's going to reply as some crazy Australian who's ruined the English language. I'm waiting to see that, what that looks like, how it spells the way I spell it, writes the way I write. It will be horrifying, folks. But what it can do is it can basically do everything for you. How exciting is that? I don't feel the excitement. Well, here we go. Cheer, ladies and gentlemen, and a clap. But here's the thing. A couple of comments about the potential of Copilot and other bad things. The sheer number of new options, ladies and gentlemen, hitting the market is, to put it in one word, dizzying. And with so much else happening over the tech industry, it raises questions whether, and this is the good one, AI will live up to the hype or it will cause unintended consequences, including enabling cheating and eliminating the need for certain roles, right? Though it may be intent. It may not be the intent of some doctors. Now, cheating already in universities all over the world and colleges, AI is being banned. Why? You wouldn't believe this, Clarissa. Yeah. Students are actually cheating.
Yeah.
Can you believe that? Oh my God, students cheating? Does that ever happen? Of course it doesn't. It's got worse with AI, right? Even with the points of greater productivity, it's all unclear, right? Let's look at the rise of AI-generated emails. Do you reckon you're going insane now with little human beings all over the world spamming you? Hold on to your hats, folks. Once AI gets into it and it starts using your Office 365 and all this spam that's going to hit you, right? You're going to be inundated. It's pretty sad what's going to happen. The other thing about it is because AI is going to be your chat responder, one of the problems with AI is that it's actually been known to send abusive replies. So you've got to worry that you might have to get online as a human and say sorry for the things that little Wall-E has done, right? So what is my feeling about the thing? This is the weird bit. The last few weeks we've talked about Elon Musk and Bill Gates and lots of other people wanting a bit of a moratorium on all this development of AI. You know, and it makes me laugh, right? Bill Gates, I don't know, does he still own Microsoft? He's still a major shareholder, right? He's there technically, although he's not saving the world. But he's standing up, and as you said, that Microsoft is bringing in Office 365, but Bill Gates is saying, hold the bus. Elon Musk is saying, hold the bus. Now, right, the OpenAI CEO, Sam Altman, wrote, the technology behind these systems is still flawed. It's still limited. And although it may seem very, very, very impressive from the start, when you spend more time with it, things don't look as rosy. But that's the problem, folks. Even this week, I had a discussion with lots and lots of people on one of the chats because everyone is saying, oh, AI is going to save their life, rule the world, make them zillions of dollars. They're going to implement this, they're going to implement that. And I just responded. I said, hey, we're using it too. I think it's a great idea. However, right, maybe we should hold the bus a little bit. And I'll give you two reasons why for that. It scares me, as I said, and all these other people, even the people that are inventing it, it scares them. But like our mate that invented the nuclear bomb or atomic bomb, he warned everyone it was a bad idea, but he still went and built it, right? Because it was all a matter of he was getting paid a fortune and all this sort of stuff. It's the same with AI. You know, you've got all these people warning us, this is a really bad idea, folks, right? Let's hold the bus. Let's see what's happening here. But what happens? They're still pushing it. They're still promoting it, right? It's very, very sad what's going on. But let me go into it a little bit further than that. Over these last few weeks, what I've been worried about is what will be the impact on the developing countries of the world. For instance, like India, where you've got zillions of freelancers and you've got people all over the world that are virtual assistants. And already this morning with Copilot, that's sounding a bit of an alarm for virtual assistants, right? But the point is, there was two articles this week on CNN and Reuters and everything else. And what it basically said was India, I don't know if you know this statistic, India is extremely concerned about the potential of an absolute nightmare caused by the uptake of AI. Because why? 40% of India, which is now the largest populated country in the world, 40% of India's population is under the age of 30, right? That's crazy. And those people, 40% of that 40% are unemployed. Can't get a job. Do you know that? Cannot get a job. That's crazy. So imagine what it's like all of a sudden that you don't need virtual assistants. You don't need little basic website builders. You don't need people that do social media posts. You don't need any of that anymore because Wall-E has taken over. So you've got a country that's got 1.8 billion people, of which 40% of them are under the age of 30 and 40% of those are unemployed. Who's going to feed them? They won't be able to get a job. They won't be able to go to school. They won't, so much for saying, well, they'll get more education and they'll get more skills. Not going to happen. China this week announced. What's the biggest problem in China? It's the opposite. A major percentage of China's 1.7 billion people are over the age of 65, which means they need their young kids to make money to support their grandparents and so forth, right? But guess what? What are they usually employed in? Industries that a lot of it can be taken over by Wall-E. So all of a sudden, you've got the two biggest countries in the world that make up like 40% of the world population, maybe even more, that AI is a massive disruptor and it can happen very, very quickly. But the bit that makes me laugh, those people that are pushing the development of this, even the ChatGPT CEO, those people that are from Microsoft and Google, pushing it, are also sitting in the background saying, may not be a good idea. Maybe we should sit on this for a while. So what a bloody pack of hypocrites. Folks, Now that's ruffling a few feathers. Bill, if you're listening, mate, you're a hypocrite. Very, very simple. Every one of you, you're all terrible, terrible people. You're only worried about the dreaded dollar. But hello, they're doing a real good thing, Clarissa. They're putting in a disclaimer. Hey, we know it's bad, but let's build it anyway. And away we go. So that covers the 15-minute vent. But I was good today, folks. Normally, I sit back and have a big whinge about AI. But today I was fair. I opened up my mouth of some good things that have happened with AI this week. It's crazy. But let me just finish that. When I was talking with the people on the Twitter support community chat, I summed it up like this. I said, the environment that we've so messed with has a very fine line of sustainability. And we as humans over the last 100 years, we've pushed that fine line. And you'll have people saying there's no such thing as climate change. Crap. There is big climate change. Why? We have more typhoons, we have more earthquakes, we have more stupid rain, but then there's places that are just getting no rain. It's a big problem because why? We messed with the fine line of balance. Now what's happened? In the world, we have a fine line of humanity. And good and bad, for thousands of years, it's worked. You had men and women, right? You had all sorts of things. But then all of a sudden, you've got these fine line of balance has been pushed over the line. Okay, you got like woke, and you got, all the stupid political things going right off their brain saying, oh, we want this right, we want that right. And what has happened? It's pushed the fine line of humanity. And now you have AI. And AI is pushing the boundaries of that fine line of humanity. And we've got to be careful because, we're losing the race against the environment, right? Unless we pull our finger out very quickly, there's not going to be much left for us to get excited about. And it's the same thing. Yes, it's wonderful. It's brilliant technology. You can do amazing things. But if you've got the people inventing it warning you, well, then maybe we should look at it. And that fine line of balance with humanity, we've all got to work together and make sure. But I'm only a little lonely voice in the Philippines. Who's going to listen to me? I'm just going to whinge and moan, and people will still go out there and support Wall-E, right? So, folks, next. Was that good? I don't think it was a real whinge. It was just a... And, folks, I got all this stuff in front of me that is all news. Yeah. That's not me inventing this stuff, folks. This is what's written. And, it's just not going anywhere. Anyway, here we go. I like that. Too many jobs. This is the end of one. Too few jobs, too many workers, and no plan B. The time bomb hidden in India's economic miracle. Very scary. Right? It was under the age of 25 account for more than 40% of India's population. And of that, 45.8% are unemployed. How are they going to eat? They don't get social security in Bangladesh or India, baby. Okay. Now, let's go on a more interesting subject. One day I'm going to get people to throw rocks at me as I walk outside. What do you keep banging AI for? And away we go. So, what do we want to talk about? The last half of our live stream today is all about stop being the Salvation Army, folks. What do I mean by that? Okay, you've started your agency, you've been going for a little while, and you think, and you get pushed into this as well, right? People saying, hey, you're new, I'll do you a favor, but can you do something on the price? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, like no one asked for a discount on a Porsche or Ferrari, right? But they asked for a discount on a Toyota and a Chevy, right? Oh, we'll do you a favor. We could go and buy a Honda, but give us a bit off the price. Well, it's the same when you become a digital agency, right? You're out there, you put the shingle up, you're trying to make it in the world, and you've got all these beautiful customers say, hey, we'll give you a shot, we'll give you a chance, but hey, you're new on the town, kid. You're the new boy on the block, the new girl. What we need you to do is you have to do something on the price. And you probably, because you're new, you've cut your margins super low. right? But you want to do the business and you want to get your name out there, right? And so what do? You basically give the thing away. You know, it costs you 200 to make it. You get 150 off your customer, right? Because they're mercenaries, folks, right? They don't mind taking advantage of you. So let's talk about one thing that we can do. And I'm going to share that with you this morning. And that one thing, folks, is, drum roll. I'm waiting for it to go up. Where is my, we've got to get quicker on this bit. This is the bit we're so slow. We need to get faster. We need to be able to whip that over and, okay. I might as well just talk my way through it. Okay, right, here you go. Have a look at that. Clarissa, at least it looks good. Right, the main reason, and you know, we only need it up there for 1 second.
Yeah.
The main reason that people are giving things away, the thing you got to do, kids, Romans, countrymen, you've got to start getting into branding, right? Branding is important. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a couple of pointers, and we'll see if we can get that one up in 2 seconds. A couple of pointers on how you're going to get yourself into branding, because you've got to stop branding yourself as a Salvation Army, and you've got to start branding yourself as something big and exciting. Have we got those points up? Okay, here's the points. What have we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Quickly go through this. Now, you notice I've got the camel on the other side. Let me give you a little story. When we started the camel, right, there was myself, Mimi, my beautiful, wonderful wife. If you're listening, I love you and I love that baby Annie, right? And it was myself, and I think the first one was Jen, who's still with us. Love you, Jen, right? And we started off with the camel going. A lot of people said, well, why are you doing that? There's, you know, it's cigarettes or whatever. You know what I wanted? I wanted something that people would talk about. So I wanted a brand that we could do something creative with, would make people talk, have a bit of a story, right? And the story behind the camel is that my dear friend Auntie Helen and myself were on a call. I'd had a bad day. And I said, bloody straw that broke the camel's back. And she said, what a great name for a new business. That's how the camel started, right? And we registered that and away we go. It was cheeky. It was vibrant. It was something different. And we decided we'd build that brand. Now, people at this stage are saying, I haven't got the money to build a brand. We started the camel with nothing. We had no money, right? And even the first 2 years, to work for the camel, you had to have your own laptop because we couldn't afford to buy them. Make you laugh, wouldn't it? Anyway, so you can use your ingenuity. You can use your creativity. There's so much available now with the internet and everything else. Facebook, it's very easy. It's not easy in the work you can do, but you don't have to spend as much money. You just got to put time and effort to it, creativity, right? But what's the thing about a brand? It gives you credibility. It gives you, establishes you as, you're not just Harry Clegg putting his shingle up, right? It helps you to stop being a charity because you look bigger and better than what you really are. As I said, you know, that we won our first major deal, right, which was worth a lot of money, right? And we were up against some of the biggest in the world, and there was only 10 people working for the camel, all sitting on plastic chairs, right? But we made ourselves look bigger. So, you know, it's like, the frogs that blow up the front of their chest, you know, when some big snake comes toward them. They make themselves look bigger, right? And, you know, birds that put all their feathers up and make themselves look bigger, right? They're a threat to the person that's trying to eat them. Well, you know, we did the same, and that's what branding to do. So the first thing it does to your customers out there, right, you look bigger and better. I used to always say, I'll consult with my team. Well, there was only me, right? But I always say my team. It helps you stop being a charity. If they think that they're dealing with the only person there, they'll beat you to death on a price, right? Next thing, branding, by putting together a great logo and color schemes, all that sort of stuff. Facebook pages that you post every day. Branding helps people identify and recognize your products and organizations, right? We branded everything the Camel. Camel websites, the Camel this, Camel that, Camel widgets, Camel everything, right? And, we mentioned we're powered by Duda, right? But we use that to make us look even bigger, right? Because I couldn't afford to make a CMS. So I want people to trust it. But the Camel is the brand behind that. So branding helps people identify and recognize. People, for years, when you turn around and you want a photocopy, they'd say, I need a Xerox of that. That's the brand, right? Weight loss programs. I always think of Jenny Craig. There's a million weight loss programs, but they think of Jenny Craig, right? When it comes to fast, furious, and glorious motor cars, everyone will automatically say Ferrari, right? Because the branding of that, people identify and recognize that when you want a fast car, you buy a Ferrari, right? Next, it's what makes your company different from the competition, and this is a big one, okay? In the Camel's case, I'm a loudmouth Aussie who has no idea of how to design things, but I can sell things, right? And then what I got a Camel who we call Jeffrey, and believe it or not, the street is now named after him. We made the thing look different and identifiable. So when it comes to Duda, and I'm pretty proud of this, when it comes to added value widgets and added value templates and added value development work, people automatically think of the Camel, right? If you go to Google, the Camel will come up. When I need help with a Duda template, the Camel will come up. Why? Because we are identified, and it's what's separate. And of course, we've got lots of competition, but our brand is recognized alongside Duda because that's what we deliberately did, right? Next thing, branding helps you connect with your customers emotionally. This is so important. It's like Michael Jordan and Nike. Yes, he got paid zillions and zillions of dollars to wear them, right? But people associate Nike with Michael Jordan. When they put on a pair of Nike shoes, they think they're Michael Jordan. It's crazy, and they get so emotional about it. And people, when they deal with a Camel, it's not just the business relationship, the culture of the Camel, the branding of the Camel. We are a loving, fun, we send hugs to people at the end of all our emails. That's our culture, right? We make it an emotional experience. One guy said, you should be Disney. No, I don't think that. We should be Camel, right? So what you want to do, you want the companies to identify with you emotionally, with your brand, right? And all of a sudden, you've got 4 points already that puts you ahead of the game and can help you stop being the Salvation Army. Last but not least, it helps your customers know what to expect by making your products easy to choose. Right? When you've got branding and, they just know it's a Camel widget, it's a Camel template, right? It's a Camel website. People, they don't say to us, right? Oh, they say that's a Camel website. I knew that was a Camel website because we have our branding style. I knew that was a Camel widget. I knew that was Camel SEO, right? They don't say Shane, right? They say the Camel, right? So you want to stop being the Salvation Army? Get into the branding. Start building up your Facebook page. Get a really sexy logo. Get it one design. We'll do one for you. How much do we charge for a logo? $75 or something. Crazy, right? All you got to do is draw it on tissue paper, send it to us, and we'll make it stunning. And we'll even give you 2 different versions, right? Crazy. Get into branding. You want to start making more money? You want to stop being the Salvation Army and give it away? Build the brand because you look bigger, you look more professional, and people will pay more money to do business with you. Wow. How good is that? Now, what I got questions? Got questions. Hey, Derek. How you doing, buddy? Right? Okay, we've got one here from Christian Mendoza. This is a comment. Brands build emotional connections with customers, fostering loyalty. Loyal customers stay committed despite competition or price. Christian Mendoza, no truer words spoken. Look at the amount of money people will pay for a Rolex watch. Okay, now a Seiko or a Citizen watch will do the same thing, tell the time, and it will last just as long. But how much is a Rolex? Right. My other favorite watch, which is Patek Philippe, right? One of their favorite sayings is, you don't buy a Patek Philippe. I hope I got the right brand. Come on. You don't buy a Patek Philippe for yourself. You're basically the caretaker for the next owner, which will be one of your children, right? How much is a Patek Philippe watch? Huge amounts of money, right? Why? Because they've built this brand to be so solid. You know, you look at, Chanel, Cartier, Levi's, Lee Jeans, Adidas, although at the moment, Adidas is in a bit of strife. So is Nike, actually. So, right? For stupid woke culture things. But anyway, I won't go into that. So, yes, Christian Mendoza, you're 100% right. Moomin Hodge. Moomin Hodge, you're watching. I'll send love and kisses to Annie and you. And who else is there? Hello to Jamar. Who's that? Iris. Hey, good morning from the Camel, mate. And AJ, no doubt, will be listening. Love you, AJ. Love to Mandy. So, last but not least, we better cover it. Duda's introduced, and they started off, goodbye writer's block, hello AI content assistant, harnessing the power of AI within Duda. Now, this has been released with Duda this last few weeks. A couple of things about it, though. You've got to be an agency and team. Yeah. You've got to be an agency or team. If you're only buying one Duda website, you're not going to get this, right? No. But what does it do? It's pretty sexy, actually. Duda's basically saying game-changing capabilities integrated right in the platform. And that's the other thing we love about Duda. That's why we love building widgets. That's why we're so anti-plugins, right? Anything that's integrated into the platform. So what this basically means is when you open up your dashboard, boom, there will be an integrated AI content assistant to help you write content. Now, why is that important? When you're building basic websites and you're building them for butcher, baker, candlestick maker, those people are butchers, they're bakers, they're candlestick makers, they're plumbers, they're carpenters. That's what they do for a living. They don't write content, right? So if you're going to sell websites and offer that as a service, nowadays, if you don't offer content, I'm sorry, you're going to go to the back of the bus, okay? So what Duda has done, God bless them, let's give a clap and a cheer for Duda. They put this up, don't forget, as long as you're an agency or a team, you will get this, and you will then be able to offer content to the butcher, baker, candlestick maker websites. With the big corporate websites, they tend to have their own marketing teams that write their own, right? So away you go. In TheCamel, the marketing team, brilliant Clarissa, and who else? Hero, Legend. They write our content because that's what they do. I taught them. They write like Shane does, right? Awesome. So, big plug for Duda. Good job. Did well. Very proud of you guys. And it's tailored content for your business. So it works, right? We'll give them a shout out and a plug for that. Okay. Moomin Hodge sends me love. Thank you, darling. And my daughter, I can imagine her sitting there chuckling with her father because she can watch me, which is good. So, folks, what a 30 minutes. I went a bit long. I'm sorry about that. It's been good. I think we did a good thing with AI this morning. I think we did. And I didn't bag it all the way through. I didn't crucify poor Wall-E, right? But again, everyone's getting on the bus, but I'm a bit worried they're not checking the side mirrors before they take off and they're killing a few pedestrians on the way, folks. Got to be a little bit careful, right? If you've got the builders of the stuff warning people, and they're not going to stop selling it, by the way, right? They'll keep flogging it, right? But they're warning people. I think got to be a bit careful. And as one article said this week, people are getting excited, jumping on this bandwagon starting to offer it as an value-added service, and then realising, hello, all these not cracked up everything it's supposed to be, and maybe not such a good idea yet, all right? Because all good things, there's a price to pay, all right? Second thing we talked about, don't be the Salvation Army, folks. You're bigger and better than that, but you've got to show people you're bigger and better than that, and away you go. And also remember this, as my dad always said, God rest his soul, right? If you don't ask, you don't get. And you can always go down. You can never go up. How's that for deep? And away we go. Sustainable. What's that? Content assistant. For the best of my relevant content. What is your business? Hey, and it's all thingy driven. You just put in content there and away you go. Actually, it's not a bad thing. Did you play with it?
Yeah.
What do you think? So last but not least, it gets the Clarissa sign of approval. Wow. Haven't had that for a while. Amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, until next week, thank you for joining me on the Camel live stream. Next week, I'm excited. We're going to be back again next Wednesday. It's going to be fun. All of you have a good week. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love and hugs. See you soon.